Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Mr. Robot. It is 2 days later. I am recovered. I am good. I am ready for more of this depressing show. Last time on Mr. Robot, we had 401 Unauthorized, where... Oh, look at that. I've got my notes actually right here. Angela died. It's Christmas. Jake Busey was a pedophile. Darlene is going insane. Dom is being pressured by the Dark Army, and it looks like Philip Price might be starting the Resistance and has recruited Elliot. That was basically that. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever, so let's just go ahead and get into another fun-filled episode of Mr. Robot. Here we go.
When they cleared E-Corp, you laughed.
You laughed. They cleaned E-Corp and you laughed.
Where some saw freedom, the young, imaginative Minister Zhang saw possibility.
A young BD Wong.
A new world order. Bring together the world's wealthiest, most powerful men to consolidate control and manipulate global events for profit.
Oh, I love when they do stuff.
Dignitaries, world leaders, oligarchs, businessmen, and he was a damn good salesman.
BD Wong was knighted by the Queen.
During my service in the Congress, I took the initiative in creating the internet.
The United States was a test case. Americans seemed the most ready to give their lives over to a box.
White Rose created the internet, oh shit.
Without hesitation, everyone jumped online.
Welcome. You've got mail.
Offered everything they had.
This is awkward because I'm online right now watching this.
DNA data, baby pictures.
And you're online watching me watch it.
The Deus Group now understood we were working for Zhang, not with him.
Yeah.
His pet project, which we belittled for years, had been the singular purpose of the Deus Group all along.
Oh god. That is some lore right there. I love it though.
Consider yourself lucky, Mr. Alderson. But I was the one alerted when you walked into that apartment.
Nuh.
It's my duty to dispose of any intruder and report the attempt.
But you didn't. Why?
Any intruder into his apartment?
You have to have a contact at the bank that can get me the Deus Group account numbers. A real contact.
Susan Jacobs, General Counsel at E-Corp. She was my designated associate for Cyprus National Bank.
Well, that's not good.
This is just a blip. They won't even notice.
White Rose killed your daughter.
Oh shit. You're really gonna strike at the heart, aren't you?
You think I didn't look into you too?
Huh.
I'll find Susan Jacobs. Just get them all in a room together.
This is not...
You want me to
This isn't
randomly
good.
request that the entire Deus Group gather in one place without even a pretext?
In the next 8 days.
8 days. Is that all?
Nuh.
All I got.
I became a dead man walking the minute I agreed to work with White Rose.
Then you've got nothing left to lose.
Just like you.
Nah.
What are we supposed to do now?
Here's an out.
He just walked out that door.
I'd be dead on the floor of my apartment if he didn't want in. He'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
back. Yeah.
It's Mom. She's gone, Elliot.
Your mom was the nicest, most thoughtful woman. You two must feel so blessed to have had her in your life.
Yeah, we feel totally blessed.
Are we talking about the same
What are we
person?
supposed to do?
Don't you feel a little relieved? I know I sound like a total dick, but
Nah.
you know what? Fuck it. Why should I feel like a dick for being happy? Rad, your old Walkman.
So,
Hold up.
I'll take it if you don't. Sets are full on back.
Are they? I know vinyls are back because of the hipsters, but...
Now, if there's anything you can do to help us
I
do
think
that...
Agent Santiago was a double agent.
This might not be a good thing, Dom.
The Trujillo drug cartel.
Damn. Well, there goes that. Meanwhile, uh-oh, this is the other person.
Clarify for me what you mean by good.
Nah.
I fed them the cover story.
Oh.
Bought it and praised me for coming forward.
That's encouraging.
Nah.
Agent Horton bought it, I'm sure of it.
Clarify sure.
I mean, I don't know. As sure as I can be, I guess. 99.9% sure.
Nah. That's not 100.
There's the cost of living and the cost of dying. Seems you're paying the price whether you're coming or going.
Has he done voice acting? Because his voice is really nice.
I'm not talking about paperwork, kiddo. I'm talking about the fact that your mom died this morning. Maybe you should take a minute, deal with what's happening.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Again, he's the humanity now. It's so horrible.
Here's the only thing I'm holding in. We need to take down White Rose, or we die. Darlene dies.
I agree. That could have gone better.
I mean...
Fuck you.
Aw, but you tried, man.
Okay, I mean, I would tell you to squeeze my hand. And as long as you could feel my hand, you knew I was there, and it was okay, and everything was real. Well, now
Yeah,
I
that's
need you
not
to
actually...
help me. Make me feel like everything is
Alright.
okay.
That's what she needs. I feel like even if Elliot felt something, he couldn't tell if it was real.
Then it'll be a short trip.
Is there someone in that? Yep.
Condolences.
I've been waiting for that this whole time. They've just been yelling in front of a snowman.
But shipping people, Mr. McGuire?
More like
Oh no.
disappearing
So this is what happened
people.
after Spider-Man.
We pieced together his Alpha Bay connection.
They haven't publicly released the name, but it's Agent Horton from the Santiago case.
What was the point in killing him? Oh, keep it 100. Jeez.
Don't you get it, Elliot? It's not about the fucking box, it's about the fact that you don't give a shit.
About Mom? Fucking sue me for not giving a shit about her after what she did to
Not
us.
Mom, Angela. I mean, how do you do it? How do you just move on like that?
I haven't. Recognize that tape?
How did Mom get this?
No idea.
This wasn't for her.
Maybe she wished it were.
Good morning, Washington Township. We're your hosts, Elliot Alderson, Enderlene Alderson, and Angela Moss. We're here to say, ready? Happy Mother's Day, Mrs. Moss!
Aww.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. We love you too.
God, this season is steeped in Christmas, and I cannot deal.
I'm resigning as CEO of E-Corp by end of year, which means, of course, I'll be parting ways with the Deus Group as well.
Well, that is obviously unacceptable.
I didn't
Your
approve that.
tenure at E-Corp will be over soon enough, but you will simply have to wait. Nothing can rock the boat now, as my project has not yet shipped.
Yes, yes, I understand, but here's the thing. I don't care.
The Deus Group members must all agree on your successor. In person.
Well, perhaps a New Year's celebration will befit this fresh start.
So that's how he's planning to do it.
Your request is absurd. You know we can't organize a meeting within the next week.
And yet I have faith you'll find a way.
No.
There's an end point. There must be, eventually.
At some point,
And
the
I've reached
game
mine.
ends. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh!
Was it you who broke into our house?
You were in jail. F Society needed a new base.
Yeah.
What did you do?
What, you want me to say it?
Jesus fucking Christ!
And they have this in the church too.
I'm going after White Rose.
You know that's suicide, right?
He is doing it alone.
Probably.
You're gonna do it anyway.
No.
I'm in.
No. This is exactly why I didn't tell you in the first place.
I'm not giving you a choice. To be honest, I wasn't expecting you to say White Rose. I mean, I knew you were up to something, but you're acting like such a total sketchball. I figured it had to do with Vera.
No.
Vera?
Yeah.
When I told you, you just blew it off like it was no big deal.
No, you told him and he didn't tell Elliot.
I don't need to worry about him, do I?
No.
I mean,
Keep going.
he has no bearing
Everything
on the
you have
entirety
is
of the
visible.
plot, so I wouldn't worry about him.
I don't know what Darlene is talking about.
Price made his move. We might actually have a shot at White Rose, but none of that matters because I can't fucking trust you.
Listen to me. I don't know anything about Vera.
You heard what she said. She told one of us.
I am telling you the truth. I am not the one Darlene talked to.
Huh.
It wasn't me.
Wait.
Who was it?
It's not. But she didn't say it to us.
We need to wait.
For what?
For him.
You mean Mr. Robot?
No.
Elliot?
No.
What? Huh?
The other one.
The other one? Wait, you can't do. No, wait. Don't just cut off. It's gonna cut off right there, isn't it? Yep. Other one? You can't. Alright. That is amazing. That is an amazing cliffhanger right there. There's another one. There's another personality in there. That's such a weird thing to put in the final season, but alright. Alright, I can get behind this. Oh, man. Well, that's, something at least. Strange how the episode where Elliot and Darlene lose their mother is not the most depressing episode. Like, this episode where their mother dies is not as depressing as last episode. Alrighty. There's another one. That's so funny. That is very fun. Which means technically there's 4 of us now? Because there is an us. There's Elliot, Mr. Robot, the viewer, and now the other one. I like that the meeting room or whatever is the meeting room of all of Elliot's personalities is, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the room where he met Terrell. Like, that was the cliffhanger at the end of episode 1. It was that room. I mean, again, Vera coming back into the plot means absolutely nothing. Like, seriously, am I crazy? Vera amounts to nothing about this plot line. Like, good use of, introducing that there's a third one in there. The other. But Vera still, like, it doesn't matter. What if it's just a cameo? What if he just showed up as a cameo just to facilitate this, I'm sorry, my chair is squeaking up a storm right now. What if Vera was only brought back just to facilitate this twist that there's a third one in Elliot's mind? Oh, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. Because, again, I don't know what Vera will be doing in this season. He already didn't have a purpose in season 1. So we can't have a purpose in season 4, you know? Because he didn't have a purpose in season 1. He was a subplot that just led to Shayla's death. But that was it. That was it. Alright, notes. Well, I'm happier than last time. I have to say, as much as depressing as this show is, I really love the Christmas aesthetic. I just love a Christmas aesthetic. Like, I don't care what sort of story it is. It can be the most depressing story on God's green earth. And if you put it at Christmas, I'm going to be a little bit happier. Just because I love the colors, I love the imagery, I just love Christmas decorations and just that feeling of the cold and the night, I just love all of that. And the lighting can be so cool and so nice and warm and stuff. So, even though this is Mr. Robot we're talking about, probably one of the most depressing shows in existence, the fact that the final season is now set at Christmas is incredible. So, notes. So the first thing I wrote down is Zhang and Deus, which was very interesting. It makes me wonder. No? Okay. Well, I was curious if they listed BD Wong as Zhang and White Rose. Because they don't really... I mean, they sort of flip on... they flip back and forth on, like, his name and the pronouns and everything, which is fine. So, I was just curious. I think they said... I can never fully remember it, so it's like Xi Zhang or something like that. But you can just default to White Rose. So... But that was pretty interesting, just that whole backstory. I love... Okay, now here's the question. Did they green screen BD Wong into, shaking hands with world leaders and stuff? Or did they actually go to those world leaders and be like, hey, can we do a 3-second clip of you shaking hands with BD Wong? The one I especially want to know about was the one where the queen is knighting him. the Queen of England is knighting him, I want to know, did they actually get the Queen? They probably didn't. I know this show. They couldn't get Obama. They probably didn't get the Queen, you know? But that would be so hilarious if it was like, Your Majesty, if we could get a 5-second clip of you knighting BD Wong, that would be really helpful. And she's like, sure, I'm 1,000, and then does that, and there you go. Oh, that'd be so amazing. That'd be so amazing if they actually got all those world leaders to do that. Oh, but I doubt they did. Alrighty. But yeah, that whole backstory was very interesting. Just going over Zhang's rise to power and how he eventually began his pet project, as Philip always puts it. Oh, excuse me. So that was interesting. And then it's also interesting they say, you know, eventually the people, you know, the leadership basically of Deus realized they're not working with Zhang, they're working for him. The purpose of Deus was this machine, nothing else. They still have not fully explained what the machine is, you know? Now, where it's some sort of... All we have speculated is it's either a time machine or it's a reality warper, you know? It was going to be something that could bring back Angela's mother, Elliot's father, you know? It was a machine capable of that. Basically, whatever it is, time machine, reality warper, whatever it is crazy enough to bring the dead back to life, you know? And that is the whole purpose of Deus, which is interesting. We also got Philip Price helping, which was interesting, because that's the thing, you know, when he was saying like, oh no, it's too late, you know, you can't win and stuff like that. It does, you know, you do sit there and it's exactly like what Elliot says. It's like, well, wait, you revived him. You could have left him there to die, you know? You could have left him there to die and that would have been it, you know? Oh, I probably said something stupid in the reaction. So, when he says, oh, well, you're lucky that I get notified of intruders into that apartment. I forgot that it was, they specifically went to the John Garson apartment, not to Elliot. So, if I left that in the reaction, I probably didn't. I probably cut that out of the reaction, and now I just made myself look like an idiot here. Doesn't it? It's not important. Anyway, but that whole thing, you know, when Price is saying like, oh no, you shouldn't do it and stuff like that, you know, it makes you think exactly what Elliot says. Is like, well, you saved him. You had a purpose. You could have left him there to die. That could have just been it. But you saved him for a reason, you know? You saved him for a reason. So he did eventually play his hand, basically. Play what he could, you know? And so, yeah, so we've got a heist now. So the whole point of... Basically, the mission right now is to take away White Rose's money, which is interesting. So take away White Rose's money, and then there you go. That's just sort of that. Without any of that money, White Rose can't do anything, you know? So Elliot is planning this heist, a one-man heist, basically. And he needed the contact, which was Susan Jacobs. So that was the name, right? Susan Jacobs? Or am I remembering something else? Oh, she's not in the cast list. Great. Thanks for that. All right. Well, whatever. Susan, we know the name. So yeah. But then when it's like, oh, we just got to find her. Of course, we know back in season 2 that Darlene actually killed her. So that just wasn't going to work. Their mother died. That just sort of happened. That was an interesting thing, going through what that whole thing where initially, you know, Elliot was just, you know, whatever, just throwing all the stuff in boxes, didn't care, and Darlene was almost that same way at first, you know, just that sort of like, oh, who cares that she's dead, it doesn't matter and stuff. And but then you start to see, well, not that the death of their mother affects them, but what's starting to affect her is how out Elliot is, and especially when it comes to Angela, you know? Like, all this, everything about her mother dying brings back the grief of Angela, and then, you know, she says, why aren't you affected by Angela's death at all, you know? So, which, I mean, we saw that a bit last episode with, you know, oh, well, you know, she made her choices, this isn't our fault, that it's her fault that she ended up dying. It's like, it's kind of harsh, man. That's kind of harsh. So, yeah. But I did like that moment where they listened to the tape on the Walkman. That was nice. And then saying, you know, it's like, you know, it wasn't meant for their mom, because they hated their mother, but it was meant for Mrs. Moss. And that was really good, and showing us like, well, maybe our mom wanted that. She was lonely, you know, maybe she wished it was for her, you know. And so just listening to that, like, that was a really good moment, you know. Yes, Elliot is trying to basically, he's trying to like compartmentalize his feelings. He's trying to push it away, suppress his feelings so that he can get the job done, which is kind of just where he is right now, where he's been, where it's like he needs to defeat White Rose once and for all, and he's pushing away everything, every possible thing he is trying to push away. And it's Darlene and Mr. Robot that are saying, hey, you need some of this to affect you. You need to have some human emotion, you know? You lost your mother, you lost Angela. It's okay to sort of let that sink in for a bit, you know? Take a moment. So, and again, I honestly do kind of like Mr. Robot now being the voice of reason and humanity within Elliot, you know? Like, you know, when they're there and Elliot's like, oh, gotta keep working, gotta keep doing all this, and Mr. Robot stops like, hey, maybe you need to stop for a second and realize the fact that your mother just died. Maybe take a moment to think about that. And he's like, no, I don't care. I need to think about how to take down White Rose. And he goes away. And Mr. Robot's just standing there like, well, that didn't work. Great. So, and again, I like that he talks to us now, you know, like that. It's this strange role reversal between the two of them that I like, you know? So that was good. That whole thing was good in this episode. Philip Price, well, he at least played his hand. Whether or not that meeting will work, we don't know. But I like that was it, that he was going to resign by the end of the year. Even though he was going to be forced to resign later on. He wanted to resign. Honestly, I like what he said, too, of the, you know, it's like, well, let me walk out of here with what little I have left, you know? You know, let me walk out of here with my dignity, basically. And White Rose saying, it's like, well, all the Deus members, you know, the leading members will have to appear in person, and it's difficult to do that in a week's time, you know, to choose a successor. But yeah, I mean, he played his hand. Whether White Rose accepts it or not, I mean, you're just gonna have to figure it out from there. So he did what he could. Darlene is now going to be helping with the whole thing. I mean, they are what's left of F Society with Romero, Trenton, and Mobley dead. They are all that's left. So it is probably better to be doing it together, you know? But yeah, it's also interesting, you know, they say it's like, well, going after White Rose alone, that's suicide. And Elliot says, maybe it is, you know? It probably is. So it's interesting that it's like, you know, it basically is, yes, it's a suicide run, but this is all Elliot basically has left, you know? Which is interesting. But they also mention Vera. Who gives a shit about Vera? Who cares about Vera? I'm convinced that he was only brought back as a cameo to facilitate the reveal that there's another one. There is another one in there. Another mind. Elliot, Mr. Robot, and the other one. Oh, boy. I am so curious how that's going to work. I am so curious. I want to know who he is, too. I want to know who he is. You know, what does he look like, you know? Oh, I want to know that. I want to know. All right, I'm sucked back in. After last episode, you know, I was all depressed and stuff, but now I'm back in. I'm back. I'm ready. So, yeah. But that was basically that. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all my Mr. Robot reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want to see more of my stuff. There's a subscribe button, there's a Patreon button, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys next time.